What's up, Trader's Edge? It's Mark Sebastian, your only option. Today, we're going to preview CPI. We're going to take a look at TLT in the bond market, and I'm going to give you the one stock you need to be focusing in on today and how I'm playing it. So with that, let's dig in. All right, folks. On Wednesday morning, we have CPI. And I got to tell you, markets are paying very close attention to it. The VIX is about 1850 right now. The S&P 500, ahead of this announcement, is pricing in about a 66-point move. You look at the at-the-money straddle, 65, 66 points. Call it 1.2%. Based on how much we've been moving and how much we could move on this, I would say it's a little cheap, but not very much. I think this is pretty fair valued. If you force me to do something, I would buy it, but I don't really want to buy or sell it. I think they've got this thing pretty well pegged, but I think it goes to show you on a CPI report, they're expecting an over 1% move overnight. So this is going to be big, and it is going to move the VIX. The VIX index trading, like I said, about 1850. You look at that futures term structure, it is pricing in that we are going to get a wild move. VIX futures have been pulling back all day on Tuesday. VIX index has been pulling back. They're pricing VIX like it's going to be about 17 by the end of the day on Wednesday right now. Now, when you have this formation of partial backwardation, what is that? Well, that's this yellow curve, which is the futures, are in a contango. So that means January is below February, February is below March, and so on. But the VIX index, this green line, is trading above part of the curve. So that's a partial backwardation, and that is where we are. That implies we're going to get some wild moves, some crazy moves. We could see the index flip back and forth. We could see the S&P make some big moves. So this is one where I don't want to be shorting volatility. I want to be looking to scalp. Long vol can make some work. Long gamma can make a lot of work, can work really well. But it's not a great buy and hold options or long-term short options because you can get burned on both sides of it. Now, the next area where we could see a big move is in the bond market. TLT down again on Tuesday, continues to just pull back and soften up. Now, it's not at the lows of the day, but it's currently trading right around the lows of the year. This would be a low close for the year. Continues to threaten to break into that kind of range down here. I'm surprised it hasn't pulled the S&P lower. Again, the VIX kind of seems to be sleepwalking through this bond move. It's been slow and steady and strong. We break much lower than here. TLT is going to go to 82 like that. It could be very quick. Ahead of the meeting tomorrow, they're pricing in about a 90-cent move in TLT. That's one that is probably too inexpensive. So do I want to buy S&P vol? Probably not. Could you talk me into buying some TLT volatility? Yeah. I would maybe look at the 85 and a half strangle for Friday. I think that's a nice play on TLT making a big move on CPI. And last but not least, what drove us to, if you look at SPX intraday, it's had a big range. Look at this. We were up big, down. So we've had a 60-point range, 85.05, the high of the day. We've had almost a 70-point range. High of the day, 58.72. Low of the day, down at 85.05. And currently we're pricing around 85.55. So we've had really nice ranges. What drove us to have this big drop-off? The answer is Meta. I don't know what the news was exactly that hit, but they came in and absolutely smacked this thing. On the 1 day, you can actually see the big dump in the market came right with Meta bottoming out. You look at this on the 6-month chart, still looks nice and strong, bouncing off the 50. Could be a spot for a short-term little bounce trade. But I think I'd want to wait until I see what comes out of CPI on Friday. But Meta is one that just led the market lower. And watch to see if that breaks the 50, because it could take everything down with it. Because when Meta dropped, we saw Apple turn around, which currently holding that 100-day moving average. And we watched NVIDIA turn around too sharply. So a lot of action out of those Mag 7, Grade 8 names really driving us around. So that's kind of the state of the market and how I'm playing it and how I'm looking at it. All right, folks, I'll be back tomorrow with your post-CPI and how I'm playing it. I'm Mark Sebastian. I am your only option. Have a good one.